We're live and rolling, it's happening. So, hi Arlene, welcome to the podcast.
Gemma.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for asking me.
So, Arlene is the owner of Hustle Salon in Kilmarnock,
Yeah.
and we met like probably January time or something like that. Must have been.
I think it was, when did you come do the content
Was it
day for me?
February?
Was it February?
I think it might.
I remember actually like phoning you on the day of the storm. Remember that mad storm? that
Oh
happened?
yeah.
I was just like, nah, I'd been looking at your page for ages and I was like, do you know what? I'm just going to phone her. The day's the day. I'm being productive. I'm going to phone her. Or message her rather.
It's
And then
fine.
you phone me. So I'm sure it was like maybe the start of February or something. And you came
Yeah.
and did the content day.
We came
for
down
us.
the content day, and here you are,
It was fab.
buzzing.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to go back in time. So we're going to go back to young Arlene. Where did she
Okay.
begin, and how did she end up being a hairdresser working at Hustle?
Well, let me think. So, when I left school, I wasn't allowed to leave school unless I had something to go to, education-wise, or a job or something.
What your mum and dad were like, no,
Aye.
right?
You're not leaving school unless you've got like a job or unless you're going into like education or something. So I was like, I've always been quite girly, so I was like, I'm just going to go and do beauty therapy.
Yeah.
Went and did a year of that. Couldn't do it because all I wanted to do is talk. Like,
Couldn't do it.
honestly,
Too busy
like,
gab.
I enjoyed it and stuff, but like genuinely, I'd be like trying to practice folks' facials and stuff, and I'm like, "So what are you doing at the weekend?" Like, just it wasn't me. Do you know what I mean? Did a year of that at college, and then decided I'll go into hairdressing. You know, I can blether. I think that's more about me. So did a couple of years at college doing hairdressing. Probably know the best way to do it, to be fair. I wouldn't recommend somebody to go to college to learn.
Really? Why not?
You're just always better like being on the salon floor, like learning off of other stylists and things. Like when you're in a college environment, you've got hundreds of other students, well, not hundreds of other students, but like lots of other students. You're learning off of like one lecturer at a time. It's just, you're not really getting the whole picture of what the job's like. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're always better learning in a salon. But, you know, I did it, managed to get done Homers straight after that, went and done hair in folks' kitchens and fucking bathrooms and whatever room. And then like leading our baths and all that was hellish. Just
Leaving
to
their
kinda
baths to wash the hair.
Aye, honestly, man, it was terrible.
Iconic.
Like the sorest back ever. And one I'm like a cripple these days. So did that and got myself a job in a salon, like quite a well-known salon in Kilmarnock at the time, and just kind of like worked my way up in there, became a senior stylist, and then like over quite a short time actually, and then went and opened my own salon when I was 22 actually, with, I know, God, see when I think back, I'm like...
How you opened your own salon? You're 22 years old.
I did it with like a business partner at the time, a girl that I worked with at the time, who then became one of my very good friends, and my business partner of 9 years. But 22, I actually can't believe it myself. When I think back, I'm like, wow.
So that was Hustle?
No,
That's what it started as?
that was LaRue. Me and Alison worked together for like 9 years. LaRue, like doing LaRue. And then we split 2021. No, the year before actually we split our business, but we were still working together for a year until the lease finished and stuff. And then she actually moved next door, like 2 doors down from me, for where the salon is now. And I became Hustle, and she is Yukio, like a couple of doors down. So
No way.
know that we're neighbours, but know that we actually speak much because we're always just that busy.
Too busy. Too many
In
things to get
life,
done.
both get wains and
Aye.
whatever else. But yeah.
So how did the name Hustle come about?
Oh, do you know what? Like, I sat for ages just playing about with all different names and looking at like trying to get together like a vision board of what I wanted the salon to be like, and I kind of knew what I wanted the salon to be like, but just could not get a name for it. Like, I was like, what am I doing? And then see like these like neon light companies, I kept going back to the same neon light company all the time, like on Instagram, and they were advertising like a big light that said hustle, and I pure love that light.
Yeah.
And I was like I love the font and everything.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I keep getting back to that. I was just drawn to it all the time, and then obviously it means like hard working, like, and I'm like, do you know what? I'm going to go with that. Like, I like that, and I have always been like a really hard worker and a hustler. Yeah.
And I think like, so when we sat in Starbucks and we were chatting about the shop and that,
and I was like,
and you're like, you're overwhelmed, like I can't cut.
Honestly,
like when I asked you, I was like, what kind of is hustle? Like, what's the kind of like vibe and all that? And you were like, oh, it's like gals all having like a good time. We're all like helping each other, doing things. It's just like a pure good girl environment.
Yep.
And that's what it actually is, like when you go into it, and it's just pure like
I'm glad
fun
you picked
vibes.
up on that.
That is. It's
I know. I honestly like. I feel so lucky every day to go to my work, and I know that sounds pure cheesy, but like I hope you could see that when you were in, because we just all get on so well. We have the best clientele. We're all really good pals, and we're like sisters almost. Like Robin and Chelsea are like my two annoying wee sisters. That no, I'm kidding on. I love them.
They'll be watching this like shop.
No, we just like all bounce off each other, and I feel like it is a really good atmosphere like to be in, and we just all get involved in each other's like conversations and chats with clients and stuff. It's just I love my work.
You know, it is. It's a great place.
I love it. It's so good.
And so with the salon, so obviously you were a senior stylist and like you built yourself up. You're only 22, which is wild when you open the salon.
I know. Pure blagged it. Don't know how.
Pure blagged it.
Pure blagged it.
To get to where you are. But like, what was the jump like going from like a senior stylist where hair was all you did to then being an actual business owner?
It was pretty wild. Like, see, when you're that age as well, it probably is like the best time to do something like that, because you're careless, aren't you? Like, you're not really caring about the risks. And I remember my mum and dad at the time going, "Oh my God, I wouldn't be doing that." And like, how you going to get the funds to start that? I honestly had £1,000 to my name, like, to start it, and then I got us both, like myself and Alison, a loan, like to start the business. I think it was like, pretty sure it was only like £5,000 or something like that, and we pure winged it. Like, I was like, no, I'll do it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've always been so ambitious and just like hungry for success, and like just to, I don't know, like I've always been just a really hard worker and wanted to make something of myself, really. So I forget the question that you even asked me, but
the jump for stylist to business owner.
It was full on, totally full on for years. Like, we grafted, like absolutely grafted, 9 to 5. 9 to 5, Tuesday, Wednesday, worked like late on a Thursday, as most hairdressers do, all day Friday, Saturday. We've done that for bloody years, like, and looking back, like I'm glad, like, because we built up a really good business, but we definitely didn't take advantage of being like self-employed for a long time. Like, we worked as though we were working for somebody else, really, I feel, and that's probably a regret. Like,
that's so funny how you said that, because sometimes I think like that, because
do you?
See, you went straight in. Well, no, you were employed, but then not for long. Then you went into self-employed. Like, I was longer in employment, and I think, see, because you're used to that life. See, working, you need to work 9 to 5. Like, in my head, I need to work 9 to 5. Otherwise, I'm going to get into trouble. But like, nobody's going to get me in trouble.
No,
like,
you've no boss to tell you that.
Yeah,
like, genuinely, I would say it's taken me until I had kids to get out that mindset. And even then, like, I feel like it's just built into us, isn't it? Like, you should work Tuesday to Saturday in my case. Like,
but then that's like the hustle mindset.
Just like hard working.
Yeah, you work because you're grafting to get to what you want.
Constantly, like, and I actually wonder sometimes, like, will I ever be content? Like, I'm always just looking for something else, or like, don't know, I'm always like chasing something, and I need to kind of have a wee reality check now and again and be like, do you know what, I've actually I've actually done quite well. Like, sit down, Arlene.
Sit down, have a minute, take a breather.
Take a breather, mate. Like,
but the self-employed employed thing, I actually was going to ask that. So, see, like when I was younger and you go to a hairdresser and you get your hair done, whatever, and it was like a salon and there was loads of staff and they all worked there and that was the employed life. And now as times kind of moved on, it's not just hair, it's every industry. Everybody's self-employed and works in a salon now. Like, why do you think that kind of shifted in here to being from everybody was employed by you to then, or in any hairdressers to
probably just for the
self-employed?
reasons that we've just spoke about there. Like, because if you're employed, you're expected to work the hours that I've just said, like Tuesday to Saturday, late nights, etc., like long hours. Everybody just kind of wants to be their own boss, and it is the way to go, really. Like, I've recently I'm not an employer anymore at all, and it's a bit of a relief. Like, and I'm sure Chelsea that worked for me, like, she'll be relieved as well. She can do her own thing, you know, she can come and go as she pleases, the same as the other girls. It is just the way forward. Definitely. Like, everybody's happy that way, you know, we're all working whenever we want, like, pleasing ourselves. And like, you're just happier in your workplace, I think, if you're kind of get a bit more responsibility over your hours, etc.
And like your own income, I suppose.
Your own income,
go and get your nails done at 2 o'clock in the day.
If you want, like, go to, like, she's marking out a wee PT and all that through the day and everything. I'm just like, go you.
Go you, girl.
No, like, I'm like, good for you. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it is the way now, though. Like, everybody's now going like self-employed, but I feel like it's only over maybe since COVID it started becoming like a thing. People like the flexibility.
Definitely. I think, like, the salons that maybe did, like, employ everyone, like, would have struggled through COVID. Like, they really would have, because obviously you've got loads of staff then on furlough, you've got all your overheads and everything still to pay. I think if they didn't go under at the time, they then come out of that and realise, like, well, you know, this is, I mean, don't get me wrong, I totally applaud the ones that have kept, like, employed staff or whatever, but I think a lot of them maybe realised, like, this is no good. Like, you're as well just making them self-employed. And
it's a hard game.
Aye, like, stepping back and it is a hard game.
And I think attitudes have changed as well. Like, I had another client and they had staff, and that's the only other place that I've worked with that has staff. Everybody else is self-employed. And she was having issues with the staff because they're so young and they don't really want to work and they don't want to, they can't be arsed. And, like, it's pure weird, because we're talking about, like, the pure graft and attitude, like,
teenagers don't have that anymore. They're so entitled. Like, they do not have the work ethic that I had at that age. Even, like, honestly, like, I trialled quite a lot of people, like, for an apprentice job a couple of years ago, and I was shocked at the quality of I mean, I'm like, maybe shouldn't go into too much detail.
Don't go into detail.
But I, like, just the way that teenagers are these days, like, just cut about, like, going on their phone whenever they want. Like, no, a girl was cutting about with her AirPods in the salon, like, sweeping the floor and all that, and she's got, like, I'm trying to speak to her to ask her to do something and realised that she had her AirPods in. And I was like,
God,
are you fucking serious?
That's your work. What are you listening to?
Hello, come on. I know.
There's tunes on. What are you listening to?
Honestly, I'll never get over that. I was just like, are you serious?
You are mental.
I'm sure you do get the odd wee gem at that age, but it's a hard gig now, like, having apprentices and stuff. A lot of salons are having to do away with that as well, just because times are tough. Like, it's can't be dealing with the drama.
Yeah, and I know there's too much drama in businesses, man.
Absolutely. Like, and we're lucky. We don't have drama.
You get nice girls.
We do.
You're the blonde salon.
Very. We are the blonde salon. I know.
All the blonde gals.
We're all blonde. It seems like it's like a requirement, actually, to work there now. Like, honestly,
blonde can't again.
Like, I've had folks say that to us, like, do you need to be blonde to work here? And I'm like, no. But it does help. No, I'm kidding. No, honestly. It's just the way it's panned out, really. And we love to do, like, we love doing blondes, like.
One of my other questions I had down, like something that you kind of spoke about when we were there, and somebody else has kind of mentioned it recently, like, so like with hair, obviously back in the day it was like full transformation, but now it's more like you mentioned, like lived in blondes. That was a thing. Is this more and more a thing now because people like are so busy, they don't have time, like,
definitely,
and there's more options now instead of just this is all you can get.
Aye, like people, well, you still get the gal that wants to come in every 6 weeks to get their roots done, like their blonde roots touched up with highlights. Like, you still get that. I would say after COVID and the whole lockdown situation, that, you know, the 6 weeks maybe grew to like 8 weeks, just because folk then realised, actually, I can go a wee bit longer with my hair and I'm all right with that. But like, very much people want to have like lower maintenance hair. It's also costs have risen loads. Like, our costs are astronomical now like in comparison to what they were a few years ago. Everything's went up, as you know. Do you know what I mean? So people want a service that's then they're going to get longer out of, like balayage, that kind of thing. Like, come in, get a wee face frame in between, like wee face frame and highlights, just to kind of top up the front. Kind of similar to what I've got, really.
Look at you, show off, gal. Shut the
yeah, so folk come in and get that in between, or a toner and a cut and blow dry, that kind of thing, just like a freshen up. We get a lot more of that now, or like a half head in between, so that you're only maybe getting like your full head done 2 or 3 times a year.
It's mad how things changed, isn't it?
Totally, aye. Like,
it's crazy.
But it also means like the volume of clients that you've got is much bigger as well, because, you know, you can fit more clients in your diary, really, because people are getting shorter services now and again. Do you know what I mean? Just hair extensions, though, like, everybody wants their hair extensions done all at the same time. Like,
yes. So hair extensions is massive in what you do in Hustle.
I love it. It's my thing.
Sure thing.
But everybody seems to want them done, obviously, for going their holidays, like Christmas time. It just all comes in boom all at the one time. You're like,
What kind of, like, obviously, like, I've spoke to you about this, but like the extensions kind of thing, like, what's your kind of bag like for the type that you offer, like, at Hustle?
So we've always been really big in doing like flat tips. It's a very like Scottish method. Like, but obviously they do it everywhere, but like Scotland's just always been big on doing like glue and flat tip bonds. We still do shitloads of them, to be honest. I've recently just done a course on the like weaves. It's something, to be honest, that I've been totally against, like, in the past. I've never.
Really? Like, why?
Like, I don't know. And actually, I was a wee bit like mortified going to do the course, because I've actually like bitched about them for that.
Yeah, this is pure shite.
No,
what am I
like,
doing here?
I just felt, I've seen so many like dodgy jobs over the years, to be honest, like with weaves, or clients going elsewhere to get them, just because that's just what they've always had, but maybe coming to me and getting a colour, and I'm just like, what the hell, why would you want that in your head? But honestly, they have came like a long way. Like, they're much thinner. Now, when I'm talking about like the bad weaves, I'm talking about like big, thick, like wefts of hair that's just sewn into your scalp, practically.
Like Geordie Shore vibes.
And then you would see it patterned in the back, and you can just see that big band, or when you tie it up, like, you see the big flap. Like, no, like, just no. I've never been a fan of that at all. But weaves, like, they've come a long way, so they're now like really, really thin. They've been getting like thinner and thinner. Beauty Works do that. That's what attracted me to go and do the weave course. Or the complete ring method course, actually, where you do like nanos and micro rings and things as well. I could do them anyway, but it's good to just refresh,
top up your knowledge.
Yep. But certainly with the weaves, it's the first time I've ever done a course in anything like that. And it was because I seen that Beauty Works had brought out the XX weft, and it's just so thin. It's like literally 2 millimeters, and you can layer it. Like, you can literally put them on top of each other, and
so could you still see that though? Like,
oh, it's like, honestly, I'll show you a picture later.
Yeah, get a pic up.
It's like, it's just so thin, like you can't see it at all. And then when it lifts up, like when your hair's up, it's totally undetectable. You can't see it. It's fab.
So do you think that's better than the flat tips? Now
It's
that you've done
different,
it?
like,
Different.
aye, totally different. Like, I feel like it'll be a game changer with some of my clients, but it's quite difficult to get people to stray from the method that they're used to getting. I'm noticing, because everybody loves a flat tip. Like, they get their bonds in, that's them for like 5, sometimes 6 months, sometimes longer, although you shouldn't be in for longer than that.
Would it be different types of hair that would suit? So like somebody that was getting a flat tip had a different, like maybe a different type of hair than somebody that would get a weave. Does it suit different kind of people?
So like the XX weft is a lot more like versatile. You can use that on thin hair and like thin to kind of medium hair. You wouldn't put that in anyone's hair that's too thick. You would need tons of them really. It would cost you an absolute fortune. You'd be better then with like a thicker weave. But yeah, that's why I hated them so much, like to begin with, because you would get people that are fitting like weaves that are far too thick to the wrong type of hair. Like I just was like, these are for like really thick, coarse, sometimes like Afro-Caribbean hair. Like that's the method that they would get put in. Do you know what I mean? I've just seen so many dodgy weaves that it totally put me off for ages, and now I'm all for them.
Now you're like, here we go, come get your weaves.
But like, as I say, I've got clients that have had bonds for years and years, and they're quite happy getting their bonds. I've mentioned, let's try and switch you to a weave, but they're just quite happy getting their bonds, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine. I'll convert them one day.
You will convert them one day, 100%. You're the gift of the gab. You can do that.
I would like to try it actually myself. Like,
well, maybe you can be the guinea pig, and then go look how good it looks.
I know. I'll need to teach one of the girls to put one in for me. Yeah. And then I can be the guinea pig. Floating my weave.
Have you ever had people come in to get like hair extensions and you've been like, no, you're not a candidate?
Yeah, absolutely, all the time.
Really?
I wouldn't put them in someone if I didn't think they were suitable for them. There generally is a method for most people that have got hair. Like that, yeah, as long as you've got hair, you can well, within reason, obviously. Like if your hair's really, really fine and really damaged, or if you've got like alopecia or bald patches or whatever, then you obviously can't get any method unless it's like mesh integration. But yeah, there are people that I'm just like, no, I'm no touching that, because you just know they're not going to look after them, or that it's going to be problematic. So it's just not worth your while, or that it's going to cause them damage like to their hair. I'm just no, I wouldn't do that.
And also because it'll go like against your kind of reputation as well.
Absolutely.
Like you're not somebody that's just going to be like, right, give me £500, here you go.
There's nothing worse, you know yourself. See if you're out and about and you see somebody with a dodgy set of hair extensions, there's nothing worse. It's awful when you can pure see them, or they'll look as if they've been brushed with a firework. It's just, there's nothing worse. And also, you really need to make sure you're getting good hair put in as well, good quality hair, because see, having dodgy hair put in, or that you're going to have problems with, can't get a brush through it half the time or whatever, you don't want to go down that route at all, because you might be saving a wee £100 or a wee, do you know what I mean? But
aye. So you only supply beauty works for your clients?
Aye, mainly beauty works.
Have you worked with other ones before and you've been like, these are pure shit?
Aye, we have had different brands over the years, but beauty works I've been using for a long time, and I do still jump to the odd different brand. Beauty works don't do 12-inch hair, and that's what bugs me. You get a lot of clients.
What does that mean?
So you've got a lot of clients that have got maybe a wee bob that they just want to thicken up, or 12 inches still takes you to about there probably. So you don't want to pay for all that hair. It starts at 16 inch. So you don't want to pay for all that hair and then have to cut it off. Do you know what I mean? If you were just getting them for volume, for example, somebody that's just that kind of length. I know, it is annoying. I've fed it back. I'm sure it's not just me. I really wish that they did shorter lengths.
So you, depending on the length of your hair, you order the size. I just thought it'd all come the one. No. So I depend. Clearly can't tell I don't get extended.
No. You don't need to. You've got hundreds of hair. You just kind of measure up what size that you you would need for them. You would get like 16, 18, 20, 22 inch, 24 inch, which is just, whoa, very long. I can honestly say I've never fitted a set of 24 inch hair extensions.
That'd be a bollock to dry.
Oh my God, I don't know how folk do it.
No, can't be arsed. I might chop mine off, can't be bothered. I'm drying at the noon, 24 inch.
I know. So yeah, we do use like Remy Cachet. Recently we've been using a wee bit of Prestige hair as well, just for the clients that maybe want like 50, 60 bonds, sometimes less actually, just to maybe like fill in the sides, or, you know, just to scatter through to thicken their hair up a wee bit, or add a pop of colour. Maybe their hair's not suitable for colour, or it's damaged like on the ends, and they maybe want to be a wee bit like blonder or have a wee low light added, like that kind of thing. So, they're great for just adding colour as well. Like,
so when you said might not be suitable for colour, do you mean it's too damaged that you couldn't get the colour, or like you don't have a colour to match? No, just that it's maybe too damaged, and you know you wouldn't bleach their ends, for example, so you could put a wee blonder extension in here and there just to brighten up areas. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I always wondered about the colour thing, because I'm wee ginge. I think you'd get a colour to match me.
Absolutely.
If I go grey.
Like, but then again, it's bloody. You've got hundreds of hair, if you know. You've got hundreds of hair.
No, but if you had a dyeing point of view.
Aye, so if you were having like just a few here and there, like just to kind of give you a wee pop of colour, then great. I just wouldn't be putting in like any for thickness.
No, I'd kill myself. That's too much.
Aye, but just see like a wee Beauty Works apricot or something.
A wee apricot?
Apricot would be lovely. Just a few wee highlights running about the face. That would be nice.
Oh,
yeah.
Look at me.
Or like a wee blondie one. Mm-hmm.
A wee blondie one?
A wee blondie.
Think so?
Have you ever had highlights or anything? No.
Well, yeah. One time. Last time.
It doesn't sound like it was a success.
No. So what happened was, right, this was like, I would have been 19 maybe. Yeah, I was 19, so I was in uni at the time, right? And my mum's hairdresser, who still goes now, who's great, she had apprentices there that were like learning.
Oh no.
Were they learning, or was it for? It was for something. It was like a model thing. I don't know if it was
like maybe for college.
I'm not sure.
Like that.
So fucking hell, I need to show you pictures you actually done.
I want to see the pictures.
I'll find it. So she said, it's going to be copper, right? That's what they told me it was going to be. Now, copper to me is like a bit browny, still a bit gingery. That's what I would think copper is.
Copper's very like broad. Like it just shows you like everyone's perception of copper or red or whatever is totally different. So
what do you think copper is, and and to do with my hair? And then I'll say what happened.
Yeah, like you're more of like an auburn, I would say.
Auburn, right?
Yeah.
So she was like, "I'm going to do copper." I was pure, yeah, girl, go for it.
So you're thinking just like a wee enhanced, like version of you, what you've got.
I thought more darker.
Right,
That's what I thought it was going to go like. Right, that was the impression I got, and I was pure cool. So I'm sitting in the chair, right, and never had my hair dyed ever. So then they start doing the blonde streaks through, right, and I'm sitting there going, "Oh my fucking god!" Right, but I knew this was a process. It was a journey, and I'm like, right, fine. So I've got like 6 blonde stripes through my hair, right, and I'm thinking, fucking hell. And then they did
just
like
on the top section,
just the top section here, the top 3 at each side, right, and then they dyed it. And then I'm like sitting with it on or whatever, and then washing it off and stuff. And then I literally looked at myself and burst out greeting.
Oh my god! So is this before it's even had the toner or anything like that on? Like,
no, this was fully done.
Oh no,
this was fully dyed, everything done.
Everything's done.
And I'm looking at myself, and it was wet, and I was like, oh, it'll be fine when it dries. It'll be fine. It'll change colour when it dries. You know, it's different. And they started, and I was hysterically crying in this chair. I'd been there all day, never hair dyed. I was like, I can't leave. It was neon orange.
Oh no.
And I mean neon orange. And I was like, I can't leave. Hysterically crying. And I was like, you're going to you need to dye my hair? Are you going to dye it? I'm not leaving here. And they were like, we can't. We've just did all this. And I went, I don't give a fuck. I'm not leaving here. Look, I look mental.
So what was the result? What
so
did
they stripped it all out while I was there, because I refused to leave. But
so
it didn't pull it all out, so it was still orangey.
But just a closer orange to what your own hair
close, but it see, when I say it was neon, I've not got a picture of it neon, but I'll show you the picture of it, like the way it turned out. So then I had to just let this grow out. So here I am with these roots, this weird dark, not this colour, and then this weird orangey vibe. Oh, it was fucking horrible.
Oh my God.
So that was the first and last time I had my hair dyed.
Yeah, I think just
traumatised.
You've got a lovely
PTSD.
natural colour though.
Thanks.
I'm not surprised you've got PTSD.
Yeah, PTSD from
maybe just few wee extensions in there just to give you a wee flash of colour for life. Don't ever touch the highlights again.
I know I need you to dye it when I go grey.
Oh,
when I'm on OAP.
It's honestly, it's happening to me. I'm in denial about it.
We're all in denial of it. We don't want to grow old. Like that's why we get the Botox and the hair dye.
Keep as much of my natural colour as possible. To stay in denial for as long as I can. Like blending them in for as long as I can.
Because you're blonde, you can't really see.
I know.
If you had like brown hair, that'd be a problem.
I know. I do. I feel sorry for girls that I've got clients that are in their early 20s, sometimes even earlier than that, like maybe get the really dark hair, that have just got like loads of grey, and I think, oh my God, it's like, I feel bad taking your money every 6 weeks, like to sort this out. Like this is literally going to be you for years.
Literally, my mum was like 18.
She count herself lucky.
I know. She was 18 when she started going grey. 18.
What colour is your mum naturally?
Black.
It usually is like girls that are really dark or guys that are really dark.
So like every 6 weeks that's her dyed. And
does she still wear it dark?
She's got like pink through it, but it's still
I follow
it's still like black. It's mainly black and it's got pink through it basically. Right. But like every 6 weeks, and then she'll like colour it in with a wee colour in bit.
I know. No, but do you know what? Like these days there are so many like wee tools that you can use to like see like the wee sprays and everything. Like honestly, godsend for folk. I mean, obviously it's never going to put us out of business because people still want to get their grays covered. But I'm all for it. I'm like, go and get yourself a wee spray. Keep on top of that. Like you can't be in here every blooming 4 weeks. Honestly, like some people. Like you put me in 4 weeks, you're like,
oh my God, they're pure balling.
You feel bad, but like it's just that they just need to have it done. They can't have any greys shown. Do you know what I mean?
Fair enough. I'd do the same.
I know, especially if you're young. Like that's when it's a shame. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, if you're going out in a bit, you pure grey hair.
I know.
Like 20.
Sin.
Do you ever have people come in that are like at the age where they're like, right, I can't keep doing this anymore. I need to go all grey, and you have to dye them grey.
Yeah, and it's not as easy as that. Like you can't just make someone from like they've got a grey root and dark ends. You can't just go grey like in one sitting. Oh, it's a process. Your hair's got to go through like all different colours before it actually. It needs to be white before it can be grey. It needs to be bleached to a white before it can be grey. So it's like virgin on snapping as well when you're pushing it that far. So
is it?
Quite often, like you're better getting it cut. See if you're a lady of that age, like I would always recommend try and cut off as much as possible, try and grow it as much as possible, and then start working on the ends that are left. You know what I mean? Because you could fry your hair off trying to get it that colour and go through many shades of grey, orange and yellow until you get to 50 shades of grey. If you're lucky enough to get to 50 shades of grey. No, it depends what your starting point is, but for someone that's like really dark that's got a grey root, it's quite unrealistic to get it.
Probably shave it off and just
shear it. Just
shear it,
mate.
Get a wig.
Get a wig.
Oh my God, no! Like that's a shame. Pure people having to get their hair dyed grey.
I know.
That's going to be me one day. And it gives me the
lockdown.
fear.
Like, see a lot of women after like lockdown that maybe had grey that just hardly touched it the whole time. Like quite a few of my clients that had quite a lot of grey that maybe only got like. Or even clients that got like a wee root tint or whatever, like a lighter root tint, like they just grew it out and eventually went grey. Or maybe just had a few wee highlights here and there just to sort of enhance their grey. But that was like a pure turning point for a lot of my clients anyway. I'm sure a lot of women in general like may as well just embrace it. I'm used to seeing it now.
That was a weird time for everybody, but like remember when you had no brows? Like, remember
Well, I did. Mine were tattooed, so I had brows.
Well, good for you, Arlene. I always had the phone to my brow girl greeting, like, what should I do? Should I buy a cat? She's like, don't buy a cat. And I'm like, why not?
By the way, I know, I actually, see when you think of everything that we were up to on that time, I'm like, that was wild, wasn't it? Like,
wild.
Queuing up outside
No.
fucking Asda. Like,
Your gloves and your mask.
2 meters away from him. Like, with your trolley. Like, honestly, I actually can't believe that.
I can't even wear pots and pans.
Yeah.
Thursday night at 6 o'clock.
What the fuck?
The fuck? What was wrong with us?
I know, I'm affronted for us.
I'm affronted. And like, see your wage, right? They're going to learn this in history. At school, they're going to learn.
I know.
They will ask you questions and you'll be like, oh, I'm mortified. I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to discuss it.
Your girl will be like, why were you
why
put
were you
clam
doing
with pots
that?
and pans? You're right.
I mean, I have to say I was the clam with pots and pans. Like,
What?
weren't you? Oh man.
We are food and spoon, like,
Yeah, I'm on the NHS.
I'm on it. Like, why? I don't give a
No.
fuck. Like, what was wrong with me?
I mean, I'd be lying if I said I clapped once. I actually never. Very grateful to the people that worked through it and worked in hospitals and stuff. But I never. I'd be lying if I said that I went to my front door and ever clapped. 'Cause I never
I was sick ton.
clapped from afar.
Oh, fucking weird. Wild times.
No, it was.
So back to Hustle. So you, over the years, like, there's so much has changed in here, and you were talking about earlier, like, things that have, like, when weaves have came through and extensions came through, that wasn't really a thing. Like, is there anything that's coming again soon that you think is going to, like, change the hair game moving forward, or anything you've got in the pipeline?
No, just
No.
my weaves, really.
Just weaves. I'm a weave gal now.
I'm a weave gal now. No, I am very much trying to grow, like, my extensions side of the business, because it is something that I enjoy. I probably enjoy doing that the most, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
I love seeing the difference. Like, I love the transformation. Anything that I can get, like, that wow factor from, like, when they leave the salon, I love that. Like, they come in and I can totally transform them. I like something that there's a big difference.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
Instead of just a basic cut, like a full
aye,
thing.
like, I just love to see. I just love to see the difference. So that's what I'm focusing on, like, going forward. It's something that I really enjoy. Mm-hmm.
Is there people that come in often that you're like, yes, transformation?
Aye, like, I love it when you get, like, my ideal client is, or my ideal new client is somebody that, you know, that's not happy with their colour. They come, they get their colour done, they want extensions, you know, they get their colour the way they want it. Hopefully in the first sitting. It's not always possible, depending on what they've got and what their goals are. But yeah, just getting them where they want to be with their colour, getting them matched up for extensions, obviously choosing the right method, and seeing that at the end and being like, look at the before, and then seeing them walk out the door, and you're just, I've done that. And they are just, like, buzzing and so grateful, and it's just what I get the most. Like, I just find it so rewarding.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's kind of why I want to focus on it, I suppose. Like, having my kids and having time off from one thing or another, my life has been fucking wild for the past couple of years, I'm not going to lie. But it's just made me, like, reflect recently. Like, you know, I'm at a point where I can just choose the things that I really enjoy doing and what I want to focus on. And I would say that's definitely where I want to go. Obviously still love my wee cuts and like my clients that I've been doing for a long time and everything. Like, I love that, and I'm so grateful to everybody that comes to me for anything or anybody that comes into the salon. I just buzz off my work, really. But if I could choose something that I want to grow in the future, then it's definitely that.
And so when you touched on, like, you've got your kids and all that, and you always wear a salon, but you're now not an employer. Everybody's self-employed in the salon, which is obviously great, and it gives you more time to kind of step away if you choose to, or do hours, whatever you want. Like, so you want to, like, do more of the extensions and, like, focus on it, because you obviously did the weaves as well, so that's added to the mix to kind of do more of that. not instead of other stuff, but like that's kind of like where your kind of journey's going.
I suppose I'm just a wee bit more choosy about the work that I take on. I think like that I'm very focused on that is what I want to do and that's where I want to go. So I'm just a lot more choosy about the type of new client that I take on, I suppose.
Do you think you were ever going to see if you think about 22-year-old Arlene who just set up a wee shop with Alice and was it LaRue?
Yeah.
LaRue back in the day.
Honestly.
Do you think you'd be sitting here however many years later being like, yeah, I can just be choosy and pick what I want?
I know, and
It's
I'm
mad.
like, even listening to myself, I'm like, actually, it's taken me like to recently to just, I mean, I'm not going to lie, I've actually been going to counselling after everything that I've had going on, and it's helped me so much to just like open my perspective and just actually look at what I have got and what I have achieved, and actually to kind of look in and see the position that I am in now, like with my business, and be like, oh, you know, I've grafted I've grafted like fuck for years, and I've been through a lot of shit the past few years, or the past couple of years really, and I'm just I know what I want, and I'm not going to stop until
You're
I
going to
get it. Really,
you're going after it. I think that's something that not a lot of, I've spoken about this before, I think, but like not a lot of business owners think about when they're in the trenches going for it, is taking that step back and going, wait a fucking minute, like I've built this, essentially you've built an empire, like you have,
and I'm
like,
so proud of myself at times. Like I think you forget to, when you're in the midst of it, if, as you say, like you're in like working back to back with clients and whatever, and it's pure stressful. Like it's a super stressful job. Like you're thinking about getting into hairdressing and you think it's an easy ride. Like it fucking isn't. It's hard going. It's a hard job, especially now, like when you've got social media and everything to be contending with. You're seeing all your competition constantly. Like it's a good thing as well, but you need to be like a hairdresser. You need to learn all everything that you have to do for that role, and then you have to be a photographer, you have to be a videographer, you know what I mean, a whole content creator, and blooming you've got to have a marketing degree. It's hard. I feel like I went off on a tangent there about something totally irrelevant. Like, I can't even remember what the fuck you asked me.
So just like taking a step back.
Taking a step back. And recently I've just been like, I've done all right. Like I'm very, very grateful to be in the position that I am now and be able to like work 3 days and be there for my kids the other days. I'm lucky, and I'm really content at my work, and not everybody can say that.
They can't.
Like I feel very lucky.
That's so nice. So you said if anybody's going to hear you tell me no, but like
no, it's the best industry. Like I love it, but it's hard now for people coming into it as a newbie. It's hard.
What kind of advice would you give them? Because at the beginning you said like college probably isn't the answer. Like how if somebody was watching this going, actually want to get into hair, but like I don't know where to begin, like, or any advice that you would give them?
Go and show face at a really good salon or multiple salons. Turn up and actually put yourself out there. You know, explain how hungry you are to do that for a job, and actually speak to somebody face to face so that they can see that. We get a lot of like, obviously young people are going to message you and stuff, but oh man, my pet hate, people's moz messaging.
What? They're more?
Why would you do that?
That's weird.
Honestly, don't ever message on behalf of your child if you're thinking of getting in any industry. Like, I just don't get that. Like, it literally shows nothing. Like, you know, get them to message themselves. But then maybe people just don't realise, and they're just thinking,
they're trying to
put their rain out there.
Aye. Yeah, that'll be you in 20 years. You're a wee girl. You'll be like, pimping her out.
No, I'd be like, Delilah, get yourself down there to, you know, show face. And that's absolutely the way to do it. Like, come in and be like, as the business owner here or whatever, like, I just just wanted to come down and show my face and, you know, let you know that I'm really interested in any opportunity that you might have to become a hairdresser. Like, I would be like, I'm going to note your name and keep that for a time that I am. Like, that person's always going to win over somebody that's like, any jobs gone? Like, on the old Insta? Or
How boring.
do you know what I mean?
Any
Or
jobs gone?
any jobs from a Wayne? No, Sandra.
Fuck off, Sandra. Do one.
I'll never understand that. It's not okay.
It's not okay.
It's not okay.
That stands. Crazy. But see, actual hairdressers, probably, I've worked with 4 hairdressers. Wildest people I've ever worked with.
Really?
Wild.
Honestly?
These are all wild. But in a good way, not in a bad way, but like, just
that is hilarious.
batshit in a really good way.
Do you think so? I know.
100%.
I feel like we're all a bit ADHD
Oh,
vibes.
ADHD, 100%.
I always say it. I'm like, I think I've got ADHD, man. Like
without
Robin
doubt.
says it all the time as well. Like, I think it's just a trait that we maybe we all do have ADHD, and that's how we end up in an industry like that. Or maybe
I think she's
maybe
all
we
get
it during the process because it's fucking wild.
It grows on you. ADHD.
Honestly, it's funny that you say that.
Oh, it's honestly like hands down.
Who's the craziest?
I'm not going to say. It's not you, but
it's not me.
It's not you. It's not.
Good.
Okay, so we're coming to the end of the podcast.
Oh,
woohoo! So you've listened, so hopefully you know what the end of it is. So
I'm going to. I have to say.
I don't know. I'm going to ask you to hype up a small business, charity, or something.
I'm allowed to.
Many do you want?
Yes. So the first one I'm going to choose is "Time for Me" by Angela. And it's the lady that I've been seeing for my therapy sessions since January. She's totally changed my life, like changed my outlook and things. Probably, maybe, I don't know if you can see the difference, like, but when I did meet up with you in Starbucks, I was like, me.
Yeah, 100 mile an hour.
I was not in a good place, by the way.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
But I was very much like that. I was just going through a really, really tough time, like mentally, and she's pulled me out of that, like massively. I'm so grateful to her. She's got a great business going on. She does like hypnotherapy, she does like holistic therapies, all sorts of things, but just is the best listener and the best advice giver, and just, yeah, she's totally transformed my mindset, really. And
were you kind of like reluctant to go to her, and then
absolutely,
now, and since being, you're like, oh, actually, this is really
I needed that, like massively. My mum died last May, and I just threw myself into my work. Took like a bit of time off, but it all happened really suddenly, and it's the worst thing that's ever happened to me, and probably will ever happen to me. But I just threw myself into my work and was like a fucking nutcase for months, to be honest. I feel like, looking back, I'm like, jeez, man, I was just
you're just
bonkers.
running on like
survival
adrenaline,
mode,
yeah.
just fight or flight, like bonkers. And went on holiday in January, and having time to just stop made me like, oh my god, I'm not ready.
No.
So yeah, just going to her has totally like transformed my mindset. Like, honestly, she's made such a difference in my life, and I'm sure she does it daily for multiple other people, and she just deserves the recognition.
It's an incredible job.
I know that must be so rewarding.
Yeah, it must be so rewarding to give out guidance and advice to somebody that's been through something like what you've been through, and
like so many like different issues that you'll come about, and like imagine people opening up to you about like crazy stuff, and then you've got to take that home at night and process that yourself and things. Like, I just feel like she deserves all the recognition because she's just helped me so much.
And to get you to where you are now, we're only in April, and 3 months later, and you're feeling a lot better.
I mean, I was going every week, but I'm now I've actually not seen her for a couple of weeks. She'd had to cancel my last one because she wasn't well, and I need to get in touch and just get them back in like regular, because I feel like it's something that I'll actually always do now. I feel like everybody needs a bit of therapy, by the way.
I say this all the time. Like, I went to therapy 3 years ago. years ago, and I went last year.
Really?
And I say this all the time. See, if I was balling, I'd be going every week.
I know.
Because it's pure worth it. Even if you had nothing like wrong with you, I just think it's really good to offload.
Aye, and like
to
look
get
at
a bit of
things
perspective, and because not everybody understands what you're going through, like with other things that are going on in your life, and like sometimes you need somebody that's a stranger to talk to.
Aye, to just be like, well, wait a minute,
yeah,
like, let's look at this differently, and let's look at how we can sort of change your mindset on it. 100%. It's just like giving me like sort of coping mechanisms to deal with. Like honestly, if that I would never have been able to sit here a couple of months ago. Absolutely not. Like,
oh my God, that's amazing though. Now you can.
Not gonna lie, I was a wee bit nervous, but
you smashed it. So Time for Me by
Time
Angela?
For Me, Angela is our Instagram name.
Okay.
Yeah, get on it if you need therapy. The second one is Nurse Debbie Ayrshire, I think her Instagram is. She's just someone that I've actually only met recently. I actually won our Instagram competition. I don't know if you've seen that on my Insta.
No.
I never fucking won anything. Like,
what did she win?
Like, so she, funnily enough, she does like fertility acupuncture. Now, when I went there, I was like, don't give me another baby. She's like, so what are we doing today? I'm like, no, impregnate me anyway, like ever again. I've done my bit for humanity. No, but that is what she specialises in. She does acupuncture, but really focused on like women's health and fertility. She's just hilarious, and she just deserves it. She gets folk pregnant and relaxes women enough to get them pregnant, and just gives them. She's got loads of experience in fertility. Like her whole background in nursing was, or the majority of her nursing, was to do with like fertility and like IVF and everything. She just knows her stuff. Honestly, I've been totally educated.
Wow.
I was actually there yesterday getting my treatment. Do you know, the first time I went, we talked that much that I never actually got. I get like 15 minutes of reflexology because I had an appointment to get to, and we just blathered that much. I found her so interesting. We just got on like a house on fire. That she then had to book me back in to actually come for my treatment, which was just...
Arlene, have you somebody after you?
No, it was her as well. It was me that ended up having to say, like, I've got an appointment at 12 o'clock, I need to go. She's like, oh my God, jump in the bed and we'll do a wee bit on your feet. So, yeah, yesterday I was back there getting my actual treatment. We blathered a lot again. I learned loads about fertility again that I did not know. And, like, acupuncture and just... herbal like medicine and stuff. She's so I just love all that. Like she's just so interesting to me, and the fact that she just helps women get pregnant. I just think it's just amazing.
That's amazing.
So she would also be a great guest on your podcast.
Yeah,
by the way.
I'll need to reach out to her.
I said that to her yesterday.
Yeah.
I was like, you should go on that. You would be fun. You would get on well.
Brilliant. I'll get in touch. Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for
having me. It's been a pleasure. For anybody listening, it is Hustle Salon. Arlene is Arlene's Salon. So please follow it, like, share, subscribe, and get in touch if you need any hair things, extensions and that.
Thanks.
Thanks. Bye.